The rain battered the flagpoles of Parliament House as flashing lights danced on polished stone. Journalists huddled under umbrellas, their breath fogging in the cool Canberra air. Suddenly, a sleek black limousine rolled up the Grand Drive, escorted by a motorcade of police bikes slicing through the downpour. The Japanese flag fluttered on the hood. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi had arrived. Inside, the halls of power buzzed with energy. Security staff moved swiftly, earpieces pressed tight, ensuring every detail was perfect. Television crews jockeyed for position, their cameras ready to catch the first glimpse of Japan's leader as she stepped onto the red carpet laid out before the great glass entrance. Breaking news graphics flashed across Australian screens. Japan's Prime Minister welcomed Down Under, a historic visit with big stakes. Headlines ran on every channel, capturing the drama and significance of the moment. This wasn't just another diplomatic call, it was a key signal in the changing story of the region. As the Prime Minister entered the building, her poised figure was a reminder of the old world meeting the new. The quiet excitement in the air reflected the importance of what was unfolding, not just for politicians, but for the future of Japan-Australia relations. Not so long ago, Japan and Australia saw little need for close ties. After World War II, Japan rebuilt as a distant powerhouse, while Australia kept to its own circle, focused on Britain and the United States. There was trade, iron ore, coal, and beef, but little warmth or trust. In the early 2000s, Japanese officials sometimes dismissed Australia as a small, faraway player. A famous moment came in 2001, when Japan's foreign minister openly questioned why deeper relations were even useful. Both sides felt no urgency. The world was different then, and neither country imagined their fortunes would soon be linked. But change came slowly at first, then all at once. Australia's economic strength grew, fueled by resources Japan needed. Japan's economy, meanwhile, started to slow, and its population began to shrink. Suddenly, Tokyo saw value in a stable, resource-rich, and democratic partner nearby. Over time, trust replaced distance. The two nations realized they could be more than just business partners. They could be true friends in an uncertain world. The region around Japan and Australia began to change rapidly. China's economic success turned into raw power, and its leaders became more assertive on the world stage. Security in the Asia-Pacific was no longer certain. Old alliances with the United States seemed less reliable after the shockwaves of the Trump years. Both Japan and Australia watched China's growing reach with concern. Each country saw military buildups and new trade deals that threatened the old balance. Suddenly, neither could afford to stand alone. They needed each other, both as economic partners and as allies to check China's ambitions. Japan, once comfortable balancing between powers, now leaned more firmly towards Australia. Australia, in turn, sought deeper ties with Tokyo to help guarantee its own security. This new reality brought the two countries closer together, not just in strategy, but in spirit. The world had shifted. Facing the same challenges, Japan and Australia found common ground, forging a partnership for a more dangerous era. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi's arrival in Australia was historic for many reasons. She is Japan's first female prime minister, a leader known for her strength and clear vision. Takaichi's reputation as an iron lady at home made her a figure to watch abroad. Her visit was planned with careful diplomacy, aiming to reinforce trust with Australia's Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese. But the mood of the visit was calm, even understated. Heavy rain kept the crowds away. Inside Parliament House, the two leaders shared private talks, discussing everything from global security to their shared love of music. There were no big speeches or public press conferences. The visit was all about substance, not show. Takaichi's presence sent a quiet but powerful message. Japan was serious about its partnership with Australia, and willing to make hard choices to secure the region's peace. Yet the lack of public events left some observers wanting more. For those watching closely, the visit marked a turning point. It was a sign of two nations growing ever closer, even if the wider public didn't see all the drama behind the scenes. Despite the significance of her trip, Prime Minister Takaichi's visit missed some important opportunities. There was no joint press conference, no public question time, and, well, no big announcement for the cameras. In part, this was a careful choice. Australia and Japan both wanted to avoid provoking China or making headlines that could destabilize the region. This quiet approach kept the focus on private diplomacy, but it also meant that many Australians never really learned who Takaichi is or why she matters. The story of her rise from humble beginnings to Japan's highest office could have inspired so many. Her vision for a stronger, safer region went mostly unheard outside the closed meeting rooms. Australians, generally friendly to Japan, missed out on a chance to connect with her story, her leadership style, and her hopes for the future. The visit felt like a missed moment to bring the two peoples closer together, not just their governments. Diplomacy is often quiet, but sometimes a little noise can help build bridges. This visit, while successful in private, left the public side of the relationship weaker than it could have been. Inside Japan, politics have changed a lot in just a few years. There was once a time when some Japanese leaders looked to China for partnership and trade, but as China grew more powerful, and at times more threatening, those days faded. Now, few Japanese politicians speak warmly of Beijing. Prime Minister Takaichi is part of this new wave. She stands for a tougher, more independent Japan. Her government supports revising Japan's pacifist constitution and building stronger defense ties, especially with countries like Australia. Security is now a top priority, not just for politicians but for ordinary people back home. This shift in Japanese thinking has made Australia much more important. Where once Japan saw Australia as small and distant, it now sees a strong, reliable ally, one that shares its values and worries about the future. The result is a deeper, more committed partnership. Japan's changing politics have opened the door for a new era of trust and cooperation with Australia. Australia's role in the world has grown sharply in recent years. Once dismissed as a quiet outpost, Australia today is a rising power. Its strong economy, rich natural resources, and growing population have caught the world's attention. For Japan, these qualities are gold. As Japan's own economy slows and its population shrinks, Australia's stability and resources shine brighter. Japan relies on Australian iron ore, gas, and beef, but the partnership is about more than just trade. Australia's safe, predictable politics make it a key player in the region's security plans. High-level visits between the two countries are now common. Agreements on everything from defense exercises to energy supply have become the new normal. Australia is now seen in Tokyo as a pillar of regional stability, not just a customer. This new reality means Australia's voice is heard and valued in the halls of power in Japan. The relationship is strong and getting stronger. Australians generally feel warmly about Japan. Sushi bars and cherry blossoms have become familiar sights in cities like Sydney and Melbourne. Every year, thousands of Australians visit Japan to ski, see temples, or marvel at the cherry trees. But this friendship, while warm, is often only skin deep. Despite shared interests and goodwill, most Australians know little about Japan's politics or leaders. Prime Minister Takaichi's visit could have been a chance to change that, to tell her story, explain her vision, and show how much Japan values its friendship with Australia. Instead, the visit stayed behind closed doors. Australians missed out on learning about Japan's modern challenges, its hopes for the future, and the real people behind the headlines. There's much room for deeper cultural understanding, beyond food and travel, into real respect and curiosity about each other's societies. Greater people-to-people ties would make the partnership even stronger and more resilient in a changing world. The partnership between Japan and Australia now stands at a crossroads. Both countries face a region that is more uncertain and potentially more dangerous than at any time in recent memory. By working together on security, trade, and culture, they can help shape a safer, more stable future. Already, the two nations are deepening their defense ties and sharing intelligence. They are working together on new energy projects and hosting joint military exercises. But the real strength of the partnership will come from building greater mutual understanding, making sure the people of both countries see each other as true friends, not just allies. Cultural exchanges, student programs, and more open diplomacy will be key. Both countries have a lot to learn from each other, and much to gain by facing the world's challenges side by side. As the Asia-Pacific region changes, Japan and Australia's friendship will be a vital anchor. For peace, for security, and for the promise of a brighter future, this partnership has never mattered more.